Welcome into the Ringerverse. This is the Ringers Nexus podcast feed for all things fandom. We gotta drink coquito. No intros today.
Oh.
No intros today.
No intros today because it's Mulligans time, guys.
It's Mulligans
It's the end of the year.
Y'all know who that is. Y'all know who that is. Y'all know who that is. Let's do one thing for him. On 3, 2, 1. Steve?
Yes. It's the end of the year. Very special occasion. My lovely girlfriend, Lauren, made us a bottle of coquito.
She made the coquito.
She made it. A traditional Puerto Rican holidays drink. A little bit of coconut, milk, a little bit of mixing in there.
Pass these
A little
around.
bit of spirits in here as well.
So let me ask you this. Is it just Puerto Rican? Because I know my Cubans drink
It's a
coquito.
traditional. It's traditionally Puerto Rican. Yes.
But the Cubans...
I can't speak for that. I can't speak to
saying
that.
this because she wants the Puerto Rican dominance.
I can't speak to that.
Hold on
I
for a
cannot
second.
speak to the Latin diaspora.
You can't. You don't. So, but it's not. Is it Puerto Rican or is it Cuban?
Yeah,
It's Puerto Rican.
Well, what's Lauren up to? We could call her and ask.
Hold on for
I
a
mean,
second.
she's
Let
at
me call
work,
somebody.
but you can ask
We're
her.
all at work.
Yeah,
Who are you calling?
I'm calling. I gotta get because
You
I
gotta
don't
get
want
his
to.
people.
What I can't do.
It's misrepresent the
It's
I'm
culture.
not
misrepresent-
misrepresenting. I'm literally saying it.
I'm not
We're
saying
not going to
you're
have
wrong.
no Wakandan Atlantean shit right now. We're trying to get to the bottom
I'm not
of this.
saying you're wrong, but I
Right.
need to know who came up with coquito.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Damn.
She's working
It's
right
the
now.
Puerto
That's
Rican
what this
thing.
is. My yes.
Whoa, what is? Oh my God!
It's the Puerto Rican.
What?
Whew.
Did-
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
You can light this on fire.
All right,
My God!
we're toasting to Lauren and we're toasting to the coquito.
And to a wonderful 25.
And to
Also-
a wonderful 25 and an
And
amazing 26.
Our last episode.
in
in
this
this
studio,
studio.
man. We're not gonna be in this studio no more, man. We moving on to bigger and better
Ah,
things,
salute.
man. You know what I'm
Come
saying?
on,
Salute everybody.
man.
Salute everybody in the
Cheers.
back.
Yo,
Salute our
cheers.
people in the back.
Cheers.
That make this possible. Aleya, Devin, CT,
Jay,
Mhm.
Jade, everybody that's helped us
Joe,
out.
Mal.
Arjuna.
Mal,
Yes.
Arjuna, Ben, all of our Ringerverse.
yeah, that's right.
Shout out to you guys, the Mint Boys. Shout out to Mint Edition, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to, I'm serious, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's a big
Cheers.
part.
Cheers.
Cheers. Love you guys. All right, let's do this.
Ooh, that's strong.
Oh my God!
Lauren has a drinking problem.
No, it's not. No, she does not.
Lauren has a
That's
drinking
good.
problem.
That's
I
good.
never taste no coquito like this before. Lauren, this is good coquito.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what we gotta do? We gotta have a holiday party. We're gonna put Lauren behind the bar
Yup.
because Lauren is already.
She'll take care of you when you
Lauren
know
is
this is
already
coming.
one of the most delightful people in the world.
She's
Right?
wonderful.
An
She's the
absolute
best.
joy
Love
to
her.
be around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're gonna put Lauren behind the bar because this
Damn.
coquito is killing.
Kicking, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is good.
This
Hell
is
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Guess what? You know what I decided I'm gonna be in 26, guys?
Oh.
What?
I got a lot of stuff I got to get accomplished.
Mhm.
You know, we got a lot of stuff. We got some stuff. I think 26 is the year for my alcoholism. I think
Oh.
I'm gonna drink a lot more.
I
You're gonna
don't-
work on
I
it?
don't co-sign this.
Let me tell you, guys, what happened a couple of days ago. Because Jomi brought some
The brisk iced teas.
some brisk iced teas,
The hard iced teas. Yeah.
the hard iced teas.
Wait, Brisk got hard iced tea now?
Yeah, everybody trying to get you drunk.
Yeah.
And so Jomi brought them over, and I was at the house and I was writing, and I was feeling a little blocked. And then I popped open one of those brisks,
Little sweet. That's brisk, baby.
a little brisk, and I started writing like motherfucking Negro Hemingway.
Mm.
I got I'm like 10, 15 pages deep. Then we talk about screenplay pages.
Right.
So, I'm doing my thing. So maybe the key to me, even more output, is getting on that lick.
So I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Right. But I would advise if you're going to do the alcoholism, you got to do the fake alcoholism,
Like, which is what?
which is like you don't really I don't drink by myself. Right. Like I keep it like pretty PG when I'm just at the crib. When somebody invite me out, I'm like,
I've seen you.
When
Your birthday
Jomi's
party?
invited out,
you might,
Jomi-
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you might as well.
Off
you
the
know
Blue
what I mean?
Lagoons? Come on.
Come
Yeah.
on, you know what I mean?
Take him 3
triple
Blue
blast
Lagoons,
in the
bow,
Blue
bow,
Lagoons.
bow.
Boom, boom, boom.
You know what I'm saying?
But Jomi like a tank, though.
Yeah.
You know who Jomi was? By the way, we're not doing nothing. We're not doing no programming. We're not doing
We just
nothing.
bullshit.
This is Mulligans. This is the end of the year. I'm with my boys. You guys have no idea how thankful I am for you.
For
guys.
real.
Oh.
You
Thank
guys
you
really
too, man.
don't have how thankful I am for this show. No matter what I'm doing, where everyone goes, the Midnight Boys will always be something that I cherish.
That's right.
I love you guys. This is my crew. So we're not doing none of that other shit. I will say this. I know who Jomi was at the frat house. So, let's get Big Jomi out here, man.
Yeah.
Let's get Big Jomi.
He can cake stand like crazy.
Jomi is the black dude from the Drewski skit. That's who Jomi
You see the other
is.
black guy, you're like, nah, man. He gotta go. That's crazy.
You guys, seriously, we're going to do a Midnight Mulligans. Before we do, I just have one question. Is Drewski a fucking genius? And let me tell you what I mean. Like, it's not acting.
Mm-hmm.
It's some Andy Kaufman-esque understanding of human behavior that leads to the ability to render those characters like that. When he was saying stuff, when he was in the white boy frat house and that skit, and he's saying stuff like, dude, it's not me. I try to tell these guys, like, this guy's going to the fucking league. We know that black guy. You've been to the black guy. They come over, you're like, hey, he's with me, and he's telling the people outside, no, those dudes are going to the fucking league, man. You need to let them in this party. Like, you know that guy at these schools.
But it's not only that, but it's in every skit where it's like, I know that guy. No matter, like the NASCAR one where he was like, put himself a white face, and you're like, I've seen that white man. I've been there. The Amazon warehouse.
I don't give a shit about nothing but the time.
Like,
the Little League coach, where he sees the kids horse playing, and he goes, "What the fuck was all that touching?" That is how the baseball coach acts.
That's the motorcycle guy who rides up to you.
I know everybody's gonna be like, but I watch these sketches and they're funny, but also
real.
They're
it's blowing your mind a little bit.
Yeah, it's like Ben the Don is good too. Ben the Don is crazy.
Who was the hat fishing one? That was the most recent one I think he did.
They niggas got mad about that. I felt away.
That
was the first time I've ever felt attacked by Drewski.
I didn't see that because I did see that skit at first. I saw the guy.
He's like, no hats in the club. No hats in the club.
It was bad. It was like, in all my years, man, I've been a big Drewski fan, but this one went too far. And I was like, yeah, he cooked you.
All right, Midnight Mulligans.
All right. All right, so y'all know what it is. Midnight Mulligans. This is our third annual event. Now, I forget how we came up with this idea, but when
I know how we came up with it because what was it? The Matrix Resurrections came out.
Yes.
Yeah,
and
Van needed to change his score.
And then he went and did some research, did some homework. I was like, actually, guys, this movie is great if you know the 12 cycles of Zion, blah, 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 this and this and this. So we had to mulligan his score from a 2 to an 8 or whatever. I think you keep coming up every year.
It's a 9. It's a 9.
It's a 9.
Right. So you guys know what the Midnight Meter is. 1 to 12. 1 being the worst. 11 and 12. For absolute game changers. Ooh, a little bit more Coquito for Van.
Yeah,
I'm starting early.
I'm sick of this.
For reference, it's 10:30 in the morning.
I don't fucking care. I'm gonna order us all hamburgers after this. Y'all missed the boomer rant that I had before. This episode about to be totally unhinged.
Let's lock it in.
See, what are you doing? What you skipping?
It's the last episode of the year.
You skipping on the Coquito, bro.
I'm not skipping on the Coquito. It's for everybody else.
For everybody.
She didn't. But y'all not asking for more.
I need a little
if
bit
they
more.
don't ask for more,
Can I get through the explainers? God
Okay,
damn.
hey.
Anyway, y'all already know what the Midnight Meter is.
Okay.
What we do during Mulligans is we give a chance for everybody to go back through all their scores throughout the year and change them.
Thank you.
Movies and TV. The only thing I think we're not going to do this year is Avatar.
Yeah.
All right.
Correct.
So.
Hold on real quick. Hold on. Jason.
Talk to me.
Is Coquito Cuban or Puerto Rican?
I want to say it's Puerto Rican, I think.
Damn.
Yeah, I was right.
All right. But see, this is my homie Jason.
Right.
And Jason, you're on the podcast. Don't say no crazy shit. Like, this is my homie Jason. And Jason hooks me up with the Coquito. And Jason is Cuban.
Okay.
So I wanted to make sure that you weren't misrepresenting what we on that Coquito right now on the Midnight Boys.
Oh, yeah?
So I wanted to
I gotta send you guys one of my moms, man, so you can have it on the show.
I had it before. Remember you sent me one back in the day? That's what I'm saying. Like, that was a Coquito plug. I had it before, but it's Puerto Rican. Okay, so let me ask you the last question then. Why y'all trying to be Puerto Rican, bro? I thought y'all had a proud heritage and culture.
I don't know, man. My mom knows no ethnicity in the kitchen.
Happy holidays to you, brother. We gotta talk, man.
Happy holidays, man. Hit me up. Let's go Canes.
All right. Okay. He's a big Miami guy.
Okay. All right. Now that we got our Coquito, we're drinking, liquor's flowing. First up, TV show Skeleton Crew. Van, Jomi, and Steve's scores were all 7. I was a 4. We'll start with you, Van. Are you changing? And also, in the back, please keep track of all of our new scores.
Skeleton Crew's gonna stay at 7. So when I went back and watched a couple of episodes of Skeleton Crew for Mulligans. Skeleton Crew, you guys want some fried chicken?
What? I love some chicken.
Get through the Van?
I love some chicken. What's wrong with chicken?
Wait, at 10:40?
Fuck it.
Yeah.
I thought it was hamburgers. Hamburgers and fried chicken.
This I know you used to be fat, and I'm still fat.
Fried chicken would be
Nigga,
great.
I'm fat now, bro.
No, you're not fat now.
Nigga,
bro, you look great.
I appreciate it. I appreciate that. But let me tell y'all something right now. Skeleton Crew. I went back and watched a couple of episodes. Do you know what the real issue with Skeleton Crew is?
What is it?
It was decent, and it could have been fucking phenomenal. The DNA was there for Skeleton Crew to really be a seminal moment in Disney kid shit, Star Wars kid shit, and they couldn't get it together.
There were moments. There were definitely moments.
There were definitely moments, but Skeleton Crew to me is a great idea, was executed pretty well, but it kind of shows the creative malaise that they might be in over there at Lucasfilm a little bit.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm gonna stick at it. I'm sticking at 7 too. I think that I enjoyed the show, watching it the first time, and we're not getting a second season. But I'm gonna keep it where it is, man. We chilling. Yeah, it's cool.
Steve?
Yeah. I'll keep it at 7 as well. This is a fair score for this. I'm happy.
All right, I'm gonna be fair. We're gonna go down to a 3.
Yeah, I knew
fair. Jesus.
Did you go back and watch it again?
Hell no.
Then what the? How could you go down? This is what people don't. Man, another round of coquito. This is what people. It's never again.
Never
Next time,
again.
you know what we're gonna do? Because you're skipping. This is the white part of you. Like you're being
scarcity mindset.
You have a little power, and like now what you know what?
I'm not abusing power.
He's giving coquito to who he wants.
The next coquito episode we have, Lauren's gonna be on the podcast,
right?
Because I bet if she was on here, there'd be like 5 coquitos down there. She'd be topping us off with coquito all the time and stuff like that. It'd be great.
In the new studio, I feel like we should have a bar,
just a coquito bar.
Yeah, coquito bar.
Right.
The coquito should now be the drink of the midnight boys.
Coquito and Wake and Late Burritos.
Yeah, exactly. Wake and Late Burritos, yeah. You didn't even watch it again. How you gonna go down? Chuck, it's not fair to the show.
How am I gonna watch? There's so much we have to get through.
A couple episodes, one scene, something. But I'm saying if you didn't rewatch it, why are you going down? Explain.
I think what you are going to realize throughout this entire exercise today is that usually, I don't want to yuck anybody's yum during the year, so I might give some extra points just to, And now this is my real thoughts after the whole year, and a lot of this going down is like, I forgot that we covered Skeleton Crew. If I forgot that something existed, it has to go down. Like if it made no imprint on my consciousness.
Imprint.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there was stuff this year where I'm like, oh, I remember where I was. I remember where I was. If you asked me to tell you the story of Skeleton Crew, I'd be like, Jude Law was there. There was some pirate shenanigans.
Nick Frost, Neil.
Yeah, the blue kid.
But why not just stay at a 4 then? You already shit on it.
I just dropped it to a 3.
Fine. What's the next one?
All right, Wicked Part 1. Van and Jomi had 11s. I had an 8. Steve had a 9. I will say I'm going to stick at an 8. I really enjoyed the first Wicked.
I'm going up to a 10.
Ooh.
Because I rewatched Wicked 1 in anticipation for good, and I actually loved it a lot more than I initially liked it. It's still great.
I might have to bring it down to a 10.
Oh.
I don't think that it's Wicked for good as souring it. We'll talk about that one later, but more I think about it, man, Defying Gravity was special though.
Wait, are you bringing it down to a 10 because of Wicked for good?
I don't think so. But the more I think about it, the more I just go like the music was. You know what? Maybe I actually think I am.
Really, that detracts.
It left a bad taste in our mouth. I feel
for good.
Like.
It really detracted from the first one. It doesn't for me.
Because I think about like what the music was. What it went crazy in Wicked, and then I look at Wicked for good, and I'm like, yo, I can't believe that I enjoyed any of this experience for real.
Right.
Like, it's really tough. You know what? I'm gonna stick at 11 because I think in the moment.
No.
Yeah.
Go to 10. Come on.
You want to go to 10?
Go to 10.
Go to 10.
You know what? I'm off the Coquito, man. I'm gonna go to 10.
I'm off the Coquito.
Yeah, don't pod scared, y'all. These are our real scores.
So let me tell y'all, like with me with Wicked, I think Wicked, the original Wicked, is like the definition of an 11. Like it, this big, huge, beautiful, gigantic, moving, phenomenon. The movie was a phenomenon in every single way in terms of it was the conversation around it was a phenomenon. It wrapped up the culture, crazy box office, super good, but not perfect. Not perfect as far as a perfect version of itself that is this singular cultural event that you can't get around, but almost every other metric is just going crazy. The movie itself went crazy. The box office was crazy. The conversation around the promotion and the movie itself, the making of the film, all of that stuff, A+ filmmaking experience. If you're in a studio somewhere, that's kind of what you want a movie to be.
Yeah.
Something that people have to talk about and that they really enjoy and that they all go out to go see. It's the definition of an 11. I will say this, though. I look at the movie as even more sacred now that Wicked for Good came out.
Yeah.
Because this movie...
It could have been a disaster.
No, this movie...
Tricked y'all, man.
This movie is a sacrifice for Wicked for Good.
Yeah.
This movie had all the stuff in it. Had all the stuff. This movie like put the team on its back.
Yeah.
This movie put the team on its back, man. And like took Wicked for Good, drug us with nostalgia and feeling for the first movie, legitimately through the first half of Wicked for Good until we were like, wait a minute, what?
It's sad because like I can see myself like doing like if I ever do a rewatch, I'm probably just gonna throw on the first one and then stop.
But do you think they're ever gonna try to do like a Kill Bill Bloody Affair thing where they're like, come out to the
and there's a Fortnite sequence in
for
between
all of the Wicked movies, and people are like, nah, we want the first Wicked. We're not trying to.
I feel like Die Hard fans would like if they like if they did like a AMC one night only, we showing both movies back to back. I think the Die Hard fans will lock in.
All the Die Hard Wicked fans I know were pissed at this movie. They were just
really
like,
no. It's split for me. Like I knew a lot of Die Hard Wicked fans that were like, this was great. I knew the problems of the second act going in. The new songs were mid, but I had a great time.
Everybody who I know,
I still had fun.
Sure,
people enjoyed it. People like, man, I cried at the end, but that's because of their attachment to the musical, to the characters. They weren't like the movie was good. It was like I still had that emotional reaction.
Sure,
but the movie was.
But sometimes that's all you need. It's not going to detract from it, and I can't be mad at it. I'm gonna keep it my new 10. I like it. Right. I'm happy.
So next up, Captain America: Brave New World. They and Jomi were at a 5. Steve was at a 4. I was at a 2. And I'm not going to be controversial. I'm not going to be an asshole. I think it's only fair. I'm just going to dock it one more point. So my new score is a 1.
So
this is your second lowest score of the year.
I'm going up.
Come on, Van.
Hey, play stop the cap.
Like,
stop the cap.
Take the exercise serious.
Come on, man.
I'm going up. I rewatched this movie at the crib, and
first of all, that's a lie.
I did.
Nobody rewatched the movie at the crib.
Why are you
this particular
I rewatched it at the crib.
Give it another shot.
And you enjoyed it more.
Yeah. I think that I enjoyed the movie more, like in the confines of my own home, than I did when I expected a lot more from it in the movie.
Yes.
Okay.
I thought it was fine.
Devoid of shame.
I thought it was fine. I'm going up 1. I'm going up 1 to 6.
To 6?
Yeah, I thought it was fine. I thought it was fine. It's a mess. Don't get me wrong. But it's a fine mess.
All right.
So here's the problem. Because the movie is bad, but it gets a lot of unnecessary flack. There's stuff like the CGI on the Hulk is great. I think the fight scene with the jets on Tiamat is legitimately like excellent. Like we talk about. I mean, they're gonna do House of R. They've already done House of R best fights, and I think like probably not worth an actual award, but worth a nomination because it was sick. Right, watching it on the big screen. I give it a 5. That's a 4. That's a 4.
Okay.
The movie don't move me.
Did you guys rewatch the movie?
No, I'm not rewatching that movie, brother.
How are you guys mulligan stuff that you guys didn't go back and look at?
I went back and I rewatched the scene with the Jets, like the scene. I'm like, this is cool, but I think about the rest of the movie and how all of that fell way short of this particular scene. So I'm like, this is the only scene in the movie like I enjoy where I'm like, this should have been the movie.
I agree with you. I sampled, like, for all of Mulligans, I at least sampled all of the things that we're coming back to, either a clip or a full-blown rewatch. It kind of really was the only thing. I'm not mad at any one person in this movie because all of them tried and all of them actually I can tell they, like, gave their best. The construction of this movie is kind of just a mess.
Wait, so
I'm sticking with a 4.
You're sticking.
I'm keeping with this with a 4 because I feel like that was perfectly ringing true to me.
And I don't think Anthony Mackie was like served in this.
No,
movie.
he was
in
not.
terms of like what he's talented as. Is it
what he's talented at in the MCU is underserved here.
They kind of try to make him into Steve Rogers.
Yes,
stoic.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be stoic.
And it's not a situation that is going to serve that character.
No.
The character needs to have its own thing.
Yeah.
You know? I tell you guys, man, you know, Black Panther had its own thing, its own lore, all that stuff. They're having problems sometimes making some of the black superheroes in the MCU cool.
Do you think, because I think what's interesting is I think Chris Evans, because who he is as an actor, but what we expect from our white superheroes can give that like smoldering, I'm a jock, but there's something hurt in me. And it can be a little understated where it's like, I don't know if we let a lot of our black superheroes be that. They have to be so much more.
I'll tell you something that I think about it. So Captain America can be cool for reasons that a black character can't.
Yeah.
So Chris Evans as Captain America, who Captain America is essentially this uber Boy Scout who does the right thing at all times through his purview. What he thinks is right. Not the right things in terms of oversight or even collaboration or cooperation sometimes. I believe in me. I believe in my virtue. I believe in the goodness and the value of what it is that I do. And that is paramount in everything that I do. And I stick to that. That makes Captain America who he is. I don't think that America believes that about black characters or black people. I don't think that they would allow a black character or a black person to embody that. I think that there has to be some skepticism, some cynicism. They have to look at things in a way. I'm not just saying overall white audiences. I think if Steve Rogers were a black man, we'd be like, why are you so loyal to these ideals? These ideals have never served you. Why do you think that they are so important? Why do these things mean so much to you? And that's the problem sometimes with these characters in the MCU and other places when they are Black American characters. The problem is the perception of Black Americans. Wakanda is different. Like we talk about it here, we joke about it here. You couldn't have a black character in America be that cool that didn't care about racism or slavery. Or
that's why Black Panther almost works, because you're almost freeing it from a lot of the Black American baggage where it's like T'Challa he can be a superhero. He could be an invention.
He can be something that you completely invent all of these reasons why he is different from the thing. They have this spectacular technology. They have this spectacular way of life. They hide. They're isolationists. They don't believe in worldwide community or Pan-African Black diasporic unity. None of that stuff. None of it. All the other stuff that has emboldened us with such an appreciation of our culture and the worldwide Black experience, the Wakandans don't have to have it. And in that, you can just get into them. And it also, in a way for us, kind of lets Black people here in America fantasize and envision this version of us that was able to destroy colonialism and white supremacy and like what we would be. But those characters aren't Black.
Wait,
not in the way that Captain America is expected to be or Rhodey is expected to be. They're not Black like that.
Do you think that's the reason why? Because like Coogler and everybody, when they watched the first Black Panther, they were just like, oh, this is a James Bond movie where you can't actually have a real Black James Bond because so much of the movie would have to be interrogating why a Black person would be joining this racist project. Where it's like when you see Black Panther, he can be James Bond, but they don't have to spend 40 minutes of the movie convincing the audience that this person isn't a traitor to the race.
Coogler knows us.
Right.
Yes.
And so because Ryan and Mike and Nate and all, they know us, right? So the Black Panther movie is essentially about the Wakandans confronting Black American trauma. That's what the movie is about.
Yeah.
That's what Killmonger represents.
Mm-hmm.
Black American trauma, the orphans of a world, the workhorses of a world, the people that were forgotten, whipped in order to build a society. That against this society that is all-powerful, godlike in their mastery over technology, and completely sure of who they are. Like the fact that Killmonger is legitimately the bastard son of two different worlds that brings his revenge and his fury and his imperfection to that world and demands to be contended with. Like that is the movie. And if they don't do that, then we're going to have too many questions.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the central question becomes what we want to be. Do we want to be the people with this incredible, amazing history that knows who they are, that can do anything? Or do we want to be the people that are so angry from our trauma that we can't see past anything other than revenge? And it's a fundamental question, and it undergirds the movie. Not to digress from too much from what we're talking about, those considerations aren't as easy for characters that are Black American. They're not.
Ironheart.
Ironheart.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You have to put all of this stuff in. Legitimately, Sam Wilson is going to try and get a loan. He can't get the loan. Like these are problems that superheroes don't have. And when you look at that stuff, I don't know if people know how to write them. They overcool them. They put all kinds of little shit. They don't know what to do with
that
these
that was my first thought, because when I'm like, my first thing was like Miles Morales, and how like at first it was like, all right, he's a kid, he's half Latino, half Black, like, but then like you get into the what if he was Thor, right?
Yeah.
And they go doing like all that stuff, and like it always gets too much. Like there's a ceiling on like what they can do without being like wild and racist and crazy. And that kind of limits the creativity, especially when we don't have Black people of color writing these characters. It just becomes something like they don't understand. And so they go to platitudes of things that for us kind of like, all right, bro, like we've seen, like this is regular. We've seen this. It doesn't allow for like real growth, real creativity. Ryan Coogler writing Black Panther, that makes all the sense in the world, right? That's a person who understands the struggle, understands like that character of Killmonger to a T. Then you have like, I don't know off the top of my head who was writing Captain America and the Winter Soldier, or Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Falcon and Winter Soldier was Malcolm Spellman.
Yeah.
By the way, I thought that show worked for a lot of reasons.
Right.
I loved the show.
That's a better understanding than we give it credit for.
Uh-huh.
But then you go to Captain America: Brave New World, and it's like they didn't carry over that kind of that momentum that we thought we felt with him in that movie.
Yeah, that was the biggest missed opportunity from Falcon and Winter Soldier to this, because not only did it kind of not count the growth that came from Falcon and Winter Soldier in that show, it's kind of nullified by a lot of things that are just there in Sam Wilson's demeanor and character, where like he's not really carrying anything new into it. It's just kind of a stagnant character versus the like kind of glowing Falcon that we all came to love in the MCU. And then like there's an indictment of the character in Captain America.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier, if they were just like, fuck Captain America Brave New World, the new Captain America movie is just going to be Falcon and the Winter Soldier, do you think we would have responded to it better?
Probably.
Yeah.
Just because there would have been a more natural story arc there.
Like by the end of the movie, he is Captain
By the end of the movie,
Mm-hmm.
he's Captain America. We saw it. And, his relationship with Buck, the connection to Steve, that probably works a little bit better. It definitely works a little bit better.
The scene in Captain America: Brave New World with him and Buck share screen.
Oh my God.
It's the best
It
part.
comes alive for like 5 minutes.
It's perfect because these are two guys that, Bucky is almost like an anti-Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a guy that all of that stuff didn't work for.
Mhm.
So these are two guys that are still trying to find it. The fundamental error or problem in some of this stuff to me is, our version and the way we look at Black Americans. Like, it's we can get off this now because this is pretty interesting. I almost want to break this out and put it out there for people to, but like, just draw Superman with a fade. I'm serious. Just put when you put your fade on Superman.
Oh boy.
Like when you put a fade on Superman, when Superman has a baldy, when he doesn't have,
you're not gonna put him in the dreadlocks.
Just whatever it is, like indicators of blackness and how those things intertwine with heroism. Just small things. You're a kid. You see Superman. He's got that curly little hair that comes down there. He's got dark hair. He's got blue eyes. He's from Kansas. These things are tenets of American whiteness. And you start to connect them to the idea of heroism.
Yeah.
And the meaning of being a Black hero is something else. It's something really that fights against that. It's something that's not that.
Mm.
And so like when you want to imagine people in the comic book pages and all of that stuff, it takes a really deft and intentional hand to make them palatable to all of these audiences.
Think about how we depict crime. Like, think about Batman. How in comic books do they depict crime? It is always there's graffiti on the walls. They in the hood.
Mm-hmm.
It is always whereas a Black person. I'm just like, wait, I know someone who dresses like that who is not a criminal. Yeah. So the minute you try to make the hero Black, you're just like, wait, why would a Black hero be beating these people up?
Oh, but you know what else? I know people like that, and they are criminals. But you know what else they are? My uncles and cousins and people like that. Mm-hmm. And in a comic book, you do not have the time to extrapolate out to the greater societal ills and problems that Batman is actually fighting against.
Yeah.
Like, if Batman is putting his foot in the Joker's ass, I'm cool with it. But if Batman is going to South Baton Rouge, like beating up niggas in my neighborhood, I'm gonna be like, Batman, we need a different kind of help.
We need to see you at meetings.
This is actually Superman. You gotta think Superman be beating up the criminals, and once he see Lex, who's the CEO, he be having a conversation with him.
Sit down and have coffee. Play chess with Magneto.
Yeah,
like all of that stuff. Sit down and have a coffee, whatever. All of that stuff. And so I don't know. Like when I look at the movie, any movie, then this is way past Captain America: Brave New World now.
Right.
I'm wondering if Marvel sees this.
They do see stuff like this because in the first Spider-Man game, 2018, you can arrest people for breaking in and like high-speed chases. And one of them are drug deals. They're like, hey, these people are dealing drugs. You got to go beat them up. In the next two games, Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2, I stopped the game. We're not doing that. We're not doing that anymore. We're not going wild. So people do think about these things, and people do like. It's not like the big, enormous change, but it's something like, yeah, why are we arresting people for doing drugs? Like it's fine. You can smoke some weed.
If I'm Spider-Man, I'm arresting motherfuckers for the fent. You know what I'm saying? I'm for the hardest stuff. If you dealing some weed,
if you dealing if you swing down, it's like, oh, he just got like a dime bag.
I like it.
Cool. But if you got like cocaine out of trunk.
Right. I like the idea of Spider-Man like coming down and assessing the hardware, being like, all right, well, what do you got here? Okay,
like,
we can't let that slide.
Last thing I'll say, I'll be serious. You see how complicated this is?
Yeah.
You see how everything involving Black identity is so complicated?
Yeah.
You see why Killmonger is so complicated? He's complicated. He ain't saying nothing wrong. He just doing terrible shit.
He got to choke out. He got to choke out.
Honestly, he's doing the thing that Jomi, was where it's like Killmonger wasn't wrong, but you can't be doing this in front of the white folks.
Yeah. That's my fault. I've never done
That's your legacy now.
That's all me. I like CT. CT, I trust.
All right, Daredevil won again. Then Jomi, Steve all had 7s. I had a 5. Y'all, are you getting off the 7?
Can't get off the 7. I can't get off the 7. I think that like watching.
Can't get off the 7. Gotta stay on that motherfucker.
Gotta stay on that 7.
7.
You gotta bounce on the 7. 7 is good.
7 is a perfect size.
7 is perfect size.
You could do that every day.
Yeah.
Not gonna be sore.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on the girth.
True.
Because 7 like long.
All right, we're never doing this cookie 5. Y'all
nothing wrong with the 5 either.
5 gets the job done.
Nothing wrong with the 5 either. Depends on,
Yeah, that's what she tell you. And then all right, Sinners. Van, you added 12. I added 10.
I'm interested the most in this one.
Jomi, you added 11. Steve, you added 10. I'll start us off. This is going to be my first score that I bump up. I'm giving it a 12. I think this is the definition of a 12. That's not me saying that the film is perfect, but it is me saying that I think Ryan Coogler did something that I think maybe no one else in Hollywood has done this year, which is capture the way we used to make movies. And I think what I've enjoyed about Sinners as time has gone on is that I think so many films are self-conscious about what they are. Yeah. They're so meta. They're apologizing that they're a zombie movie. They're apologizing that they're a dinosaur movie. They're saying like, oh, we know you guys can't believe in this stuff anymore. And Sinners is the type of movie where Coogler is like, nope, this is a vampire movie. This is a mythos. You guys are coming along for the ride. And I just think everything that's happened after it is the epitome of what a 12 stands for.
Agreed. I gotta go up to a 12. I think even thinking about what I said on the podcast, I might have been underrated in this movie, man. Especially when you go out and you see, like, there's a lot of good stuff in theaters right now. But I go back, I look at the list and everything that we covered this year and all the stuff I watched outside. And I'm like, nothing scratched that itch like Sinners did, man. Nothing felt like a cinematic event like Sinners did. Aside from maybe like one or two movies on this list, it just made me remember like why I love film, why I love going to the theater, and you never know what you're gonna see on a day-to-day basis, and to watch that and to be in that theater experience, even with the booty shaking scene, right? I'm still like, yeah, man, this is what it means. This is cinema.
That scene has aged better for me. I don't have a problem with the scene, but I understood the scene, but that scene has gotten better. You guys know how I feel.
Yeah. I am moving this up to a 12 as well.
Damn.
I got to flex a little tiny bit. I got to see this at a FYC screening with a Q&A hosted by Christopher Nolan and Ryan Coogler.
Oh, shit.
And seeing this on 70 millimeter in like a packed theater again, it's pure fucking electricity, this movie. It will reanimate your central nervous system. Because hearing that music, hearing that booming soundtrack, seeing those characters, seeing the sprawling slices of life on screen, along with an incredible vampire movie, is exceptional. But then when you get to see, like, kind of like the heir apparent for all of Hollywood's royalty, that is Christopher Nolan, pretty much geek out about how much he loves this guy's movie, is kind of something really magical. And I'm like kind of in love with everything that this movie achieved. It's a perfect 12 for me, regardless of the things that I might not like. I'm sure I'm sounding like glazing and doing tricks on it right now, but I don't care. I love this movie.
Playing drums?
Steve, are you saying that after Christopher Nolan said that Sinners was a 12?
Oh, for God's sake.
It took the white man.
It took a white man. Oh my dad.
I did. You know what?
Tough.
Hey, what's up?
The math is mathing.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, it was good, but then Christopher Nolan said it was great. And
I didn't believe when the black people said it was good.
When all of the Jaquishas went out and said that they liked the movie, I wasn't fucking with it. But as soon as Christopher, I'm just fucking with it. That is funny. That is how people are going to look at that, though. So.
All right, so next up, we have Thunderbolts. Van, 9. Jomi, 9. Steve had an 8. I had a 7. This is going to be interesting. We'll start with you, Van. Up or down?
Thunderbolts is a 10.
Whoa! 10?
Thunderbolts is a 10. Thunderbolts gets better every time you watch that bitch. Wow. I'm sorry. Y'all can say what the fuck y'all want to say.
That's great.
It didn't do the numbers.
That it should have.
No,
it didn't do the numbers for an 11. Bro, Thunderbolts is a 10, bro. Thunderbolts is quality fucking Marvel filmmaking. I don't give a fuck what none of y'all say. I'll kick this fuck.
Shout out to you for rewatching Captain America: Brave New World, because I couldn't do it. But Thunderbolts, that gets a spin.
That's great. That's
you
great.
going up to 10?
That gets a spin. Absolutely. That's a 10. That's a 10.
Steve, are you continuing?
I do like it a lot more. I can only move up to a 9.
You're moving up to a 9.
I can only move up to a 9 because it's a desperate win for Marvel movie making. It really like, and frankly, it's like maybe this is on its face a 7 that feels like a 9 because we've been starving for a while, but I don't care because it really does.
I honestly think that was my main and rewatching the movie.
Yeah, it's like, does this 7 feel like a 9 just because it's been so?
I think we talked about that
for
on
so
the
long.
podcast.
Yeah,
was
but
like, are we overrating it because it's been so long since we got like a competent, tight?
I don't know,
Marvel
man.
movie?
I would like it's the best in a very long time, and it's certainly amongst the better Marvel movies in general. So
man.
yeah, I'd go to a 9.
When Bucky show up, man, in the desert, bro,
Punches the ground and flips that car over. Cinema.
For real.
I'm staying at a 7.
Okay, that's fine.
Just maintaining.
Hold
the line.
Holding.
All right, I think next one will be easy. Andor season 2. We all gave it an auto 12. Is anyone coming off the 12?
Absolutely not.
I feel like 12's a lot. You got to come off the 12.
Okay, stop, Jomi.
It's tough.
It's long.
Calm down.
Wait, Jomi, are you?
No, man.
All right. Just stop fucking around. Okay, we're all keeping Andor season 2 at 12.
Yeah. By the way, like put Andor and Sinners up in the rafters. We got 12s across the board for both.
So across the board.
Come on.
Special.
All right, now Last of Us season 2. The 3 of y'all all had this one at a 7. I had it at a 5. And I don't like to do this, y'all. I do think it could be argued that Last of Us season 2 almost destroyed all of the momentum of the first season, where I'm at a point where I'm like, damn, coming off the first season, we're like, HBO got another one. Oh my God, they did it again with a zombie show. And now for season 3, I'm like, I could see a lot of people being like, you know what? I'm okay. So for that reason, and a lot of others, I think I'm going to go down to a 4.
Okay.
You know, I gotta stay at my original score because I didn't go back and rewatch any of this. But let's do this. So if I was to ask you what are the highlight standout moments of Last of Us season 1, you guys, I'm assuming, have things that jump into your mind right away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What are those things for season 2?
I think episode 2,
the big raid on the town.
the big
Yes,
raid on
big
the
raid on the
town,
town.
and Joel's death are like legitimately. I'm watching. I'm like, this is special television making right now.
Mhm.
They are cooking. I think after that, it starts a decline that I think, and you can go back and listen. For the first couple weeks, me and you were like, it's not ideal. What can you do? This is what, it's what Ellie is like.
Mhm.
And then you get to the final episode and you're like, oh no, this is a character assassination at its peak, at its finest. For somebody who like enjoyed like seeing Ellie's growth in the game compared to
She didn't do this shit in the game?
She did,
No,
but you could understand it,
Yeah.
you could feel it. Even if it was wrong,
Yeah.
you could
There's
maybe it's just us being her, right? But when you're doing Last of Us 2 and everything that happens, at least up to this point in the show, happens in the game, you're kind of like, that's tough. However, you've been through a lot. I get it.
Right.
In the show, it does not feel that way. It feels petulant. It feels complaining. It just feels maybe too plucky, and it does not translate. At least in this iteration.
I got very frustrated with thinking about the everything post episode 2 because again in the game, Ellie kind of needs to be more of an asshole than Bella Ramsey might have been capable of portraying. Bella Ramsey, a magnificent performer, and how they portray Ellie in their minds is good, but not for the story that they're looking to tell as it reflects in the game. There's a great, because there was that flashback episode where she's with Joel and that's
the last thing that you see in a game. I don't know why they put that in this season.
And it's wonderfully moving and affecting.
This is Pedro Pascal.
And it's using the golden boy, Pedro Pascal, to great effect. But
Can I tell you something?
Sure.
The Pedro era might have flopped.
I don't think so.
Flopped.
I don't think so. That's not true.
I don't think it flopped.
Materialists made a shitload of money.
Oh,
Yeah.
guys. It's one of the most divisive movies of the entire year.
What, divisive?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it did for A24 what it needed to do. That movie made a lot of money on not the biggest budget.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic Four, not what anybody would have wanted.
Yeah.
Last of Us, arguably, season 2, not really his fault because it was like
He wasn't there.
he wasn't there. And the highest highs
Was with him.
was with him.
Mhm.
So I think in a lot of situations, you're just like, oh,
I don't
it
want to say
wasn't the Pedro.
Yeah,
fault.
I wouldn't even say if I was gonna be down on it, I would say Even. I want to say flop. Flop is harsh. You'd be like, it's kind of the way like you view Jalen Hurts and like the game, or I'm sorry, we were recording this a couple weeks early, but Monday night, if you hated Jalen Hurts, you're like, oh, it's his fault, this and this. But if you hate the coaching staff, you're like, oh, it's the offensive, this. You can see it either way.
Let me ask you this. Of the new era of quote unquote stars, if we being real, Pedro is probably the only one outside of maybe Timmy that could say, well, technically I opened the movie.
Yeah. Which movie did he open?
Materialist.
Oh, you can't give him credit for that.
Why not?
You giving Dakota that? You got to give Dakota that.
Like you give
Dakota over Pedro?
Wait. You give. There's no way Pedro Pascal is in 5 scenes in Materialist.
But he's in most of the promotional material for that film.
I know, but if you were really going to do maybe not 5 scenes, maybe
like
more than that.
I love Jeremy Allen White. Jeremy Allen White couldn't do it this year.
I know, but if you're going to give,
Tom Holland hasn't really been able to do it.
If you're going to give him credit for opening Materialist, it's not his movie. That movie has a star. That movie has a star.
Who?
Dakota Johnson is the star of the movie. I don't know what you want me to say.
No, Dakota Johnson is the star of the movie, but saying like she was the primary driver of putting butts in the seat, that's no shot to Dakota.
I don't know how you could say that. I don't know how you could say that he was.
Yeah.
I think he had probably more of a like when we love Pedro, we going for.
I think that was kind of the narrative and the momentum of everything that was going on with Pedro's career.
But she was the person that she the number one on the call sheet.
Yeah. Like that's really.
So, but if we're saying that it's Pedro's flop era, you name me an actor outside of Timothy, and we're gonna see with Marty Supreme if that holds, if he could open a movie. But like,
when I say flop, this is what I mean. And let me not be too. So if in fact this run was supposed to be a run that catapulted him into the next level of everything, I don't think that it happened.
That is true. I would agree with that.
I'm saying that I don't think that happened.
But how much of the run to you was tacked on during it or after the fact? Where it's like a lot of times because we'll see it's kind of how the calendar shook out. But let's say there's no strikes, there's no this, things are releasing in a different way. We might not get Fantastic Four and The Materialist and Last of Us and all of that.
All within like the same 3 months.
Release
I think
Eddington.
So I'll be
Eddington, all this shit.
And I think in a couple of these movies, he's just straight up miscast.
I would agree.
All right, and so I think he is good in Materialist.
Right.
I think his character works in Materialist, but if you were making Materialist. If he wasn't Pedro Pascal, he would not be the type of actor that they would have cast in that role. They would have cast somebody in
Richard Gere type.
Like we talked about it. Like he would have cast somebody like that in that role, right? But like in Fantastic Four, he's straight up miscast. Straight up miscast. I don't care what anyone says. It does not work. He's straight up miscast. He's in that role because he's Pedro Pascal.
Sure.
There were people who could have played Reed better than that. And the role wasn't elevated by the fact that he was in the movie. The role to me was actually brought down by the fact that he was in the movie. Not tremendously. It was fine. Not tremendously at all. It was fine. It was fine. But I feel like that kind of showed the limits of like what the Pedro Pascal situation is.
You know,
Eddington was perfect because that's really what he is.
But while I don't disagree, I guess my question is whether it's Jacob Elordi or Tom Holland or Jeremy Allen White or all of these guys, I could argue that I'm like, all right, you put any of them in a bunch of these Pedro movies, are they doing that much better? Like, I actually don't know.
Well, I mean, what you're doing is you're looking at him in comparison to his contemporaries. That's a fair point to make. That's not what I'm doing. Like, okay. if we're having two different conversations, the conversation is it's tough to be a movie star. You're right. And I think some of these decisions and some of these, if we look at just the year and how the year went, you look at a group of actors and actresses. If you look at Sydney Sweeney with Christy,
yep.
If you look at Glenn Powell with The Running Man, if you look at Pedro Pascal and the different groups of movies that he was in. If you look at, throw me some more. Jeremy Allen White with
Io.
Io.
After the Hunt.
If you look at, like, this is not easy. We talked about this. This thing it's not easy, which is why it's sometimes important, and you can't do this. Everybody takes their swings, right? It's important to be super intentional about the kind of roles that suit you, that your audience responds to.
Right.
If they offer you the big movie, you gonna do it. So there's never been somebody who didn't do it. It's just the thing. But it's harder than it looks.
Yeah.
It is.
My last thing on Pedro, though, is he more of a Clooney type? Where Clooney tried this, where it was like they were trying to pitch, George Clooney as this like big star, like who could really be the center of movies. And I think he was still the center of movies, but as he gradually got on, you were like, oh, we don't actually want to see George Clooney as Batman. We don't actually he's more interesting as the pretty like character who's doing something a little bit more.
But do you know what George did though? I give him credit for this, and this is kind of the deal. So George does Batman, and Batman is an interesting role for a lot of people because with Batman, you either have to grab really, really tight or you have to let go a little bit. Christian Bale let go of Batman a little bit. Christian Bale is Batman in Batman movies, but those movies have so much going on in them that Christian Bale, he's willing to play Chris Paul's role in that.
Yeah.
And set up other people and move the ball around so that it's not a complete. Other times, I am fucking Batman. This is my motherfucking shit. It all revolves around
Michael
me.
Keaton.
Michael Keaton, right? Jack Nicholson is in that movie, but Michael Keaton is like, I am going to embody this character in a very direct way. Clooney comes out. I don't want to take too much away from him I don't want to put too much of Batman and Robin on him because it's an objectively terrible film. And a lot of
the bat card.
A lot of decisions that were made are
the
crazy,
bat nipples,
right? In a different way, he
Bat CD player.
But what does he do after that when he wants to go back to big movie making? Because he had a couple of films there that were bigger films. What does he go back to? He takes his Clooniness, along with Soderbergh and a lot of other people. He takes his Clooniness and he goes, "Where is my Clooniness most useful?
Yeah,
I am beautiful, suave, cool." And mysterious.
Yeah.
How can I make that into a blockbuster movie?
Yep.
Like, how can I take what I do as George Clooney and make that into, I can play Danny Ocean and I can get this incredible ensemble, anchor the movie in me, but my brand of cool, I can make that to something that audiences love and go to see. The other movie star thing that we're talking about, that's so much harder than we give these guys credit for. To go be Maverick and be Ethan Hunt and be the race car driver, and be I'm running from predictive policing, and be to do all of those things. There is a movie starness that gets you through a lot of scenes that we just didn't have a lot of respect for when those guys were doing it.
Right.
Like, we didn't have a lot of respect for it. It's harder than it looks.
The closest person, people are going to be like, you're not going to pick Timmy. The closest person who I don't think is always the strongest actor, but is getting there, is like a Michael B. Jordan. When you look at his filmography,
absolutely,
he can play Creed, he could play Killmonger, he could be in Sinners, and you could be like, he's not always the strongest actor in the movie, but he's the one when you need the movie star thing, the camera goes back to him and you're like, okay.
They think Mike is Denzel. Mike is Tom Cruise.
Yep.
Yeah. And he is an incredibly capable performance that has that extra thing that you can attach to a movie,
make it work,
and make it work, and make him get you to the end of that joint. That's
a great floor raiser.
A great.
Weirdly, this might be a weird comp. He reminds me of Arnold Schwarzenegger because he has like this, like obviously he's ripped or whatever, where it's like, oh, when you're in Sinners, I'm like, he looks enough like an action star in that, where I'm just like, oh, there's a part of my brain being like, I trust him as the hero.
Right.
Same thing with Creed, like you trust that he's gonna get you to the end.
Last thing we'll say about this, as I continue my Pedro Pascal agenda.
It never ends.
It's so Robert Downey Jr. Okay, so like incredibly skilled actor, but also movie star.
Yeah,
movie star. Like, you put him in a role, you put him in a place, and he's just able to do something that when Pedro Pascal was in Fantastic Four, Reed needed something.
Yeah.
He just did, and it wasn't there.
Is there a level of, I mean, I rewatched a movie that came out on Disney Plus. They don't give him a ton to do. And to your point, though, and I mean, maybe we're just like skipping ahead, but like when they do give him something to do, I'm not going to say it falls flat, but it just kind of feels like everybody else when they had their moment.
He doesn't have a handle on the character.
Well, what we also might be circling is like, he might be a TV star. And like, not in a bad way. Maybe Pedro will, like with more movies, I'll be like, oh no, he's a capital M movie star.
Yeah.
But like, you know who? Bryan Cranston is a perfect example where it's like after Breaking Bad, I feel like you were seeing Bryan Cranston in a lot of movies. Bryan Cranston is one of our greatest actors, but there is a level where I was just like, oh, I might like seeing you on my TV, which is no shot at him.
They put him in Godzilla for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might be right.
All right, yo, next one we have up is, this will be interesting, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Van was at an 8, Jomi was at a 7, Steve was at a 6, I was at a 6. I'm not going to belabor this. We drop it to a 4. Like,
y'all
drop into a 5 for me.
Y'all finna be mad at me, man. Van, what do you think?
Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning.
It's got to change.
Yeah,
it can't sit at an
change.
8, man.
All right,
will
Joe,
change.
don't be awesome.
It will change.
God damn it, Jomi.
I'm gonna stay at an 8.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't gone back and really. I only could watch it in bits and pieces.
It's just the plane scene, man.
Like, I haven't gone back.
No.
Everything that's not the submarine and plane scene.
In my rewatch, the submarine is better than the plane.
That's fair.
The plane,
That's fair.
is
I would
more-
agree. Submarine's insane.
The plane is higher octane,
Sure.
but the submarine, they're going crazy.
It's pure tension. It's
So
awesome.
here's what I'll give y'all this. The first hour, terrible.
Cheeks.
Great.
Cheeks. Right?
Not great.
If the movie started with him going into the base with the president and being like, I need you to trust me one more time, the movie's a 12 for me.
If that was the whole movie?
But I can't give it a 12, so I can only give it a 10.
You're all right.
Great. That's great for you, Joe.
Here's
I'm
the thing.
very happy.
All right.
Fellas,
Very happy for you.
But I mean, y'all understand this is my life. You understand what this means to me.
You live this.
Once they get out of the base and it's the submarine and that, just put it in my veins, fellas.
But
that's movie making.
There's
That's
an
special.
entire half of the movie that's nigh unwatchable.
And it's kind of but if you again, it's like a little, it's a farewell out. This Coquito can't make me talk. It's a farewell tour. You know, hey, remember when we did that one time?
Yeah.
Remember this? Remember
Editor
that?
couldn't say farewell
And
that
I'm
first
like,
hour?
wow, man, that's really real. Wow. It's not great. I'm giving the 10 for the last 2/3 of the movie.
Great.
Last 2/3 of the movie. Here's what it is.
I'm sick.
The last 2/3 of the movie is a 12. The first, what do you call it? The first third, probably like a 2. And I don't know how the math works, but it averages out to a 10. So that's where we are.
All right, let's go to Ballerina. Van, you had an 8. I had a 6. Jomi had an 8. Steve had a 7. Yeah, this we are dropping this for me from a 6 to a 3.
Oh my
what?
God!
Now you see
Ballerina was just kind of
you're capping. That's cap.
I felt bad because here's the thing:
That's
I
cap.
want more movies that have a woman in the lead, especially doing action, especially in franchises like this. It's just like Ballerina left no imprint on me. I forgot it released this year.
I've ran this back twice this year.
And it's going up.
We done
It's
watched
going
this
up.
bitch a
It's
couple
an 8.
times. This movie
You're
is
smoking crack.
fucking
It's awesome.
You're smoking crack.
It's
too.
great, man.
Bro, like there might be too much
okay.
John Wick. There
Yeah,
might be
it
too much John Wick, and like it doesn't really it doesn't really get super going until you get to the town. But even not the opening scene, but one of the opening scenes where she's driving off and the camera pans up and then it gets hit.
And then it gets hit and there's a whole other action scene.
No, we got the better version of Ballerina when Ana de Armas was in James Bond. And
Right,
it's
but that was like a 20, that's like a 15-minute scene.
and maybe that's all we needed.
No,
no.
man, you're
This
lying.
movie is so fun.
All right, man.
It's
You
fun.
lying.
It doesn't hit the highs that John Wick ever does, but that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. There's some kill sprees in this bitch that are pretty
Crazy.
inventive.
So
wait, then
plate
where do you
shit
go?
gets
Where
me
you
every
go? 'Cause I
time.
went to a 3.
Amazing.
Steve went to an 8. Are y'all bumping it up?
No, I'm saying at
I'm
8.
saying at 8.
Yeah.
I'm saying at 8.
I'm saying at 8. I'm saying at 8. But like
Flamethrowers,
for what
awesome.
this movie was crazy.
It was great.
I loved it.
All right, you know what? We should go to a break before we get into the next one.
Ah,
So
yeah,
that
it's
might
tough.
actually get fucked up. So let's go to a quick commercial break, and when we're back, we will finish the rest of Midnight Mulligans. All right, we are back. Ironheart. Van, you gave it a 6. The rest of us gave it a 5. Now,
Fellas, we have to be honest. We have to go into our hearts and don't even think about anything else
2.
other than being real.
All right.
2. I didn't want to do it at the time because I didn't want to do it to my sisters.
You couldn't. It was a tough time.
It was a tough time because here's the thing: they doing the same shit to Wonder Man. Like that shit coming out next year, nigga. I forgot. Like I'm like, when it's out, I'm not gonna dance on the grave because I want this shit to succeed.
Right.
People work really, really hard on this.
Right.
Ironheart was just a missed opportunity.
Ironheart sucks. It's
tough to say.
Yeah,
It's tough to say.
Ironheart sucks. It's gotta go
Where
down
you
to
going?
a 4.
4 for you?
Yeah. I went back and watched a couple of episodes. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna go to a 5 because it's not unwatchable. 4 is below the watchable threshold. 5 is watchable. Ironheart didn't get there.
The problem is the first 3 episodes are legitimately like kind of unwatchable. The second half is when it gets kicking, and you're left in this state of why didn't they just start here? Because they could have started.
It literally the show should have started the way that it ended.
I don't understand the decision making because she's like, oh, the cape. Okay, I'm gonna work for this cape guy. Oh, it's a little weird. Oh, I gotta go. Like if it starts there, we're probably it's probably not like it.
It's a far more interesting concept and a great starting off point to a show that I could actually get excited about rather than starting a character at -4 and starting again. Like it's one thing to do an origin story, but to like bring her back post Wakanda Forever. And then bring her even lower. Like you got to really be elevated.
I get like you got to set your character. It's like
you
reset.
You gotta
set the character back, reset, have them build up again in a brand new story. I think the thing was it spends 2.5 episodes. Not even spinning its wheels isn't even the right term. They don't do anything.
Yeah,
it's another show that is trying to do a lot but doesn't do very much.
No.
So like we got witches and all kinds of crazy shit. It's like
But even that was interesting though. It was better than what we're getting.
It was kind of interesting. But look, all I'm saying is like I don't know, man. Like I liked Ironheart more than other people probably, but it's also probably because I wanted to like it.
Yeah.
But like, there's still a lot for the character to do.
Yeah,
still a lot for the character to do. But
I don't know if we ever seen this character again.
We will,
but
we definitely will.
Yeah.
But what I will say for Ironheart, I think I'm going to give it the same thing that happened with Captain America: Brave New World, where I was like, yeah, a lot of this just should have been in the movie. Like, it's like I feel that way about She-Hulk. I feel that way about Miss Marvel, where I'm like, the bones of the idea are there. And it's just like when you stretch that shit out for 6 hours, you're just like, damn, I don't know if there was 6 hours of storytelling. I think there was like a good 2-hour movie in here, and y'all tried to make it 6 hours. And just
wasn't. Yeah, it's probably I probably got to bring it down to a 4. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, I'll keep it at a 5, but it's not great. It's a bummer, right?
Okay.
All right, so this will also be interesting. Jurassic World Rebirth. We all gave it a 7.
I'm staying at 7.
I think I'm only going to go down to 6.
I want to talk to somebody real quick. Brendan. Okay, Brendan. We do trivia on Sundays at Greyhound Inn. Shout out to my trivia team out there. Brendan came up to me and was like, yo, he hosted trivia there. And he's like, yo, listen to pod. Love you. Big fan of us.
Oh, great.
Loves you guys.
Oh, yeah.
He said, listen to the podcast. I cannot believe you gave Jurassic Park Rebirth a 7. That's crazy. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's one of the worst Jurassic Park movies I've ever seen. Brendan, this is for you. Bringing it up to an 8.
That's right.
Hell
Bring it up
yeah.
to an 8.
Honestly,
that's a banger.
I'm staying at a 7, but this is I don't understand why people didn't have any fun with this.
This movie, it's stupid.
It's stupid, but
it's
whatever.
Extremely stupid. But at least this movie has fun with the stupidity, right? You drop Jonathan Bailey from a 30-high-foot cliff, and he landed some water like it's Minecraft. And like, I'm good.
Rupert Friend going like that.
It's just it's dumb as hell. But it was fun.
Yeah.
The Tyrannosaurus getting up behind the floating device thing and then disappearing like Freddy Krueger. That's fun, man.
Do you think part of it, because I've been thinking about this too, where I feel like a lot of people will get mad at us for scores, where I'm like, we watch so much IP content. We see all of the movies. We don't stop like at episode 2. Like we watch all of the TV shows or whatever, where I'm like, yeah, Jurassic World might have been like 2 or 3 movies you saw this year. I'm just like, when you see something like Jurassic World being fun and you see, I don't know, Running Man, there is a difference.
Yeah.
They're both bad, but I'm like, I would watch Jurassic World again in a way I wouldn't with Running Man.
Yeah.
And that has to count for something.
Yes.
Yeah, we running after dinosaurs, man.
That can only be so boring.
If you have fun, the movie works.
When Mahershala Ali, man, was about to sacrifice himself, bro.
And we also have seen movies that have premises that aren't like cutting edge, that are so bad that they took the fun out of them. And it's just not one of these movies. It's a fun movie. Fuck it.
Shout out second half team, man. We up.
All right, so next we have F1. Van, you gave it a 9. I gave it an 8. Jomi gave it a 10. Steve didn't give it a score because he was not on that episode. I will start. I'm bumping F1 up to a 9. I really have fun in this movie. Because also, if Netflix is buying fucking Warners and the theatrical experience is dying or whatever, we do got to champion movies where I'm like, bro, I'm so happy I saw this shit in IMAX. I'm happy just being in the theater, seeing the fucking new technology. This movie was dope.
I got to bump this up to an 11.
Nice.
I saw this at the 70 millimeter at City Walk.
Nuts.
Brother. When it goes silent, man, and he on the track.
Come on. It's just like a rumble.
Because the races are so noisy, so loud, all the music blasting, which is all bangers, by the way. I don't know if y'all listen to the soundtrack. It goes crazy.
All right, it's not all. They got a Rod Wave song on that.
Okay, they got a Rod Wave. This is like a Tate McRae, but there's like this. The Tate McRae. Fellas, when I tell you, I don't listen to no country music. I don't listen to no like white people music for real. But the first song that he plays when like he's trying out the F1 car for the first time, Bad As It Used to Be, bro, I put that in the car on the way home, man. I was doing 90 on the freeway, bro. I was cooking, man.
Wait, can I ask you, is this fucked up? So, sometimes I'll be listening to a song and I don't realize who it was. And that happened with Morgan Wallen, where I was like, damn.
You got me.
Were you bumping up?
It's tough.
Were you like, hey, this is
and then one of my wife friends was just like, oh, you listen to Morgan Wallen? I'm like, hey, yo, sometimes the N-word tapes come out and you still got it.
Sometimes
you still got to spit it.
The songs hit. Don't
Morgan Wallen got some joints.
He got some joints. I'm not fucking with it.
I'm not on that side of Spotify, man.
Well, I'm not. He's not in my playlist, but if he comes on.
Comes on where?
Sometimes the shit pop up.
Sometimes the shit pop up.
For me.
When you play it.
Well,
I
don't fuck with
ever
it.
seen that.
Wasted on you.
You like that shit?
Wasted on you.
I'm saying it a 9. Steve, what do you score this movie?
I gave this a 9. This is an incredible fucking movie.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
man.
it's amazing.
Special.
Like the technicals on this are actually insane. And I need to be seeing this come Oscar time for some technicals because this is like something that's genuinely impressive.
I can't wait for F2.
I can't wait for F2 either.
Yeah.
F2. Black in the saddle.
Black behind the wheel.
Shout out to
F2,
F2.
F2, brick by brick.
But wait, they racing at the Indy 500. Hold on.
Wait.
Break baby, hold on.
Brick by
Charles,
brick.
you're cooking.
Brickyard.
You're cooking.
All right, now arguably for one of the cinematic events
tough.
of the season for our show, Superman 2025. Van gave it a 9. The rest of us gave it an 8. I'll start with you, Van. Where are you going?
Stand at a 9.
Okay.
You don't
I
seem
thought you
too
would go
happy
up.
about that.
I thought you'd go up.
I thought I would go up 2. But this movie is as solid of a 9 as I've ever done on our podcast. I'm staying at a 9. I've watched it a couple of times. I enjoy it the exact same way.
Yeah.
I
That's
thought
good.
that after, maybe I would have a little bit more enjoyment. Maybe we'll go up to a 10 or whatever like that. No, it's a 9. So it's a really, really, really well done, solid movie. But it is a 9 with room to grow.
Okay.
I'm a stick at 8. I'm a stick at 8.
I'm cool with an 8 here too. Like honest, and I'm fine with the fact that it doesn't change because this is
It's a lot of fun.
perfectly fun.
Yeah.
And I'm very, very impressed that it has this much staying power. Like, cause like after a while we might be like, all right, we spin this Marvel movie back. Like we've said all there needs to say. Superman's still a lot of fun, and I still think that it's great.
Chuck?
Yeah, we don't got to belabor it. I'm going to just drop it a few points to a 5, but
5 for Superman.
The hell
What?
happened? What the hell happened between summer and now?
Yeah, man.
I think Superman is not a bad movie. I'm glad, I think it works.
Right.
I just think it contained within Superman is probably a lot of the things that I have come to be very just not only worried about superhero movies, but being like, oh, if this is going to be the DC, you just, okay.
Now,
So does it bother you that that's a criticism outside of the film itself?
Yeah.
No, but I feel that in the film.
Right, but follow up. This sounds like you might have been soured because of Peacemaker season 2.
No, it's more so I think the colorful, bombastic world where everything is coming at you constantly. There's always something on screen. It's a Superman movie, but also there's Lex Luthor and Ultraman and Green Lantern and Hawkgirl and Metamorpho and this thing and that thing.
It all has a balance.
So it's two things. One, we do got to chill on James Gunn because we do be a little harsh.
I love James Gunn.
You're fun.
Yeah,
I'm talking. It's mainly us. You got to chill on James Pistola. But I think he talked about this. James Pistola is James Gunn.
Why niggas get cool nicknames? Why? That's what you got.
I mean, his last name is Gunn. You can't really.
I know. I'm just saying. It's like
you were on Twitter, bro. The gun is loaded.
Yeah.
This gun ain't jammed.
I'm not.
This gun shooting.
I fuck with James Gunn, but
I like James Gunn.
Yeah, go ahead, Jomi.
The thing is, and he talked about this. He wanted you to feel in a world like when you open a comic book, and it's already happening, right? You're not reintroducing people. It's not like you're starting from page 1. You're starting from because you don't when you first read a comic, right? You don't naturally start on all right. I'm gonna read volume 1, right? You pick up comics somewhere, and it's already going on. It's already happening, right? That's what he wanted Superman to feel like. You pick up a comic for the first time, and you're in the middle of a story, and you're just experiencing this world for the first time. James Pistola. So I can get why you would feel that way, but that's intentional on his part.
No, I think a choice by a director can be intentional, and it can just grate on me. Mm-hmm. And my big worry for James Gunn's DC isn't even that it's going to be bad. I feel like it is in safe hands. There's just the level of it where I'm like, yeah, I think this era of movie making might be over. And I'm not talking about the superhero movie making. I'm talking about just the meta aspect of it, the constant need to just show us something at every single moment. And there's parts of his Superman that I really, really did love, but I just don't feel latched onto.
So is this an Emperor's New Clothes moment for you where you were wrapped up in the moment when you saw it for the first time and that's what made you give it an 8? And then now you're okay, I kind of see what you're actually doing here and it doesn't really move me. Is that what you're... Because this is your biggest drop-off.
There was a little bit of being wrapped up in the moment. There was a little bit of not trying to yuck anyone's yum. There was a little bit of just watching clips from the movie and everything. I was just did I actually like this movie? Or was it just not bad? I was just James Gunn made a really good, Superman movie. He just did not make a Superman movie that I actually enjoyed.
You know what it is, man? You got soft. All this yuck people's yums. You used to come on here and be like, hey, that was garbage. 3.
Actually, well, here's
you wait until December.
Here's this is the new tech. He offends everybody at the end of the year.
And you got to start off new in 2026. Yeah. Brand new slate.
Yeah.
I see it. I see the play.
Next up, we have Fantastic Four First Steps. Van and I gave it an 8. Jomi and Steve gave it a 7. Van, where are you going?
8. Standing at 8.
I gotta rise it to an 8.
Really? I
enjoyed it. I enjoyed it in the theater. I think coming off Superman, I think I was looking at it and maybe 2 comparison. Superman was so fun and bright, and this movie's it's kind of a downer a little bit because they're hey, it's a baby of the world, and everybody wants us to pick the baby, and then you talk about the Pedro Pascal stuff, and it's just but then I went back at the crib, and while I don't completely disagree with your take on Pedro, I just think he has the least to do. The movie's really carried on Sue Storm's shoulders. And I think Johnny and Ben, Joseph Quinn, and Ebon Moss-Baccarat are doing an amazing job. And it just Julia Gardner's Silver Surfer, it just all came together in a way that I don't think I really appreciated the first time. I'm watching at the crib. I'm like, oh no, this is kind of gas. This is kind of fire. Like I'm having a good time. So I'm gonna go up to an 8.
Steve?
Slight ding to a 6 for me.
Damn.
This movie actually isn't. It feels wrong a little bit at a 6, but I feel like in my heart it's kind of where it needs to be because it feels like just a tiny bit messy near the middle to the end about like how Sue really needed to like get the world back on her side to like not sacrifice her baby, and that was really clunky to me. And then the final act was a bit off, but there's still really great stuff where I love the chase scene with Silver Surfer is probably some of the most thrilling things I've seen in the MCU in a very long time. Yeah. We need more Mole Man in the streets. We need him. I love Mole Man. But the edge is kind of dulled for me on Fantastic Four a tiny bit.
I'm gonna just ding it 1. I was just gonna go to a 7. I still really, really enjoyed this movie. I just think outside of the glow of like seeing Galactus on screen or whatever, I just was like, oh, there was some nits to be picked.
Okay. I wish I would have seen them like fight as a team. Like they do the thing where like they're all like separate doing their own thing.
Right.
I want to see them like use the combos, man. Like fight as the Fantastic Four. I wish I would have seen more of that.
Not his stretching limit.
I wish the movie was a little bit more dangerous.
A little bit.
You never felt like the Fantastic Four was in danger.
I felt like it was a safe version of the film.
Yeah, but I think
like the movie didn't really, in my opinion, ask us any hard questions
about the characters? Or
I mean, these movies are always best when they're asking us really difficult questions about who we are, not about like superheroism, about who we are. Like Iron Man is asking really interesting questions about the nature of greed, the nature of excess. Captain America Winter Soldier is asking questions about freedom versus safety. Okay. This movie wants to ask questions about self-sacrifice versus heroism, but it does it in a very safe way. I wish the movie was out there a little bit more. I mean, I wish the movie interrogated Reed's genius a little bit more. You talk about something contemporary to talk about. Yeah. Reed is essentially a tech lord. I wish the movie had a little bit more to say about how genius and humanity intersect and all of that. But
made a police state in New York.
It is just the first film. So
also, do you think part of that is because they've made 3 other movies before, and you know, y'all can speak about the first one all you want, but for the most part, those 3 movies are not like loved in terms of like Fantastic Four.
I mean, look, the reality is that like you have to make the character contemporary, and I know they said it in the '60s and all that stuff like that. And no, it makes a lot of sense. We'll probably learn more about Reed and him figuring out, and you know, and the Fantastic Four and figuring out all the other stuff. I think some of the stuff they did with Johnny was really interesting. Yeah. I thought the portrayal of Thing was interesting. You could tell that there was some stuff missing that probably would have been in his arc. But I just wish the movie had gone there a little bit. We'll see what maybe they do though.
Yeah.
All right, Alien Earth. I gave it a 7. The rest of y'all gave it an 8. I'm gonna drop to a 5.
Okay. Oh. I'm going down to a 7. I went back and watched a couple of episodes. It's like I'm going down to a 7.
It's not bad. There were great moments. That moment where it was basically an alien movie was
exceptional.
Fucking fantastic. But it got goof mode towards the end.
I think I gotta bring it down to a 7 just for that ending. We'll talk about there's one ending that actually like really pissed me off that we'll talk about later. But this Alien Earth, the last episode, it was cool, but then we used to make television in a way that when it ended in May, and you got like a cliffhanger. You'd be like, all right, we're gonna be back in September. Let's lock in. I'm cool. Let's go. This show's not gonna come out until 2027. I'm not waiting too long for part 2 of 2 of this little thing. It's just not really. I'm not really messing with that. So yeah, I got to bring it down.
Slightly down to a 7 as well for me. All respect for this show though, because it actually took swings that are genuinely brave for a show like this.
A lot of big questions.
Yeah, and we had like a lot of big, deep conversations about what the show was doing, and even whether or not it was successful, it provokes those questions and conversations. And I respect that show infinitely for doing it.
Oh yeah. Now, one of my favorite episodes of the year. We watched Demon Slayer Infinity Castle and one battle after another for Demon Slayer. Van gave it an 11. The rest of us gave it an 8. Van goes up. Man, come on, you gotta come off.
Gotta come off that 11.
The anime stands, the weaves was on you. Like, come on.
He'll be eating his words when this gets best animated feature.
So I'm coming down to a 10. All right,
Okay.
but let me talk to you guys.
I love this.
I'm coming down to a 10.
I just love that it rocked his world.
But let me talk to you guys about something. This is why I don't like y'all. This is why. This is why I don't like y'all. Because I never seen no shit like this before.
Right.
That's what y'all don't understand. Y'all are being jerks. The same way that got me here, jerkness. I never seen no shit like this before. I had to do my homework. Mugen train, the entertainment district, and all of this shit. This shit is really interesting.
Yeah.
And if you have never seen it before, it is very interesting. It's just stuff happens and the lines are crazy. It's like she stabbed me, but my breathing technique, I move my internal organs to avoid it. You're like, what? Like, how could he do that?
How is that any different from a boy from Queens having spider fluid come out of his wrist?
Because I love that you asked this. Because that I'm groomed into.
Sure.
I'm groomed into, I don't know that I get. I'm groomed into, hey, I fell into a radioactive pit. I didn't die, I got special powers.
Mhm.
I'm groomed into, I'm a gamma ray scientist. The gamma got into my body, I didn't die, I become a unstoppable rage monster.
Right.
I could go on. I'm groomed into that. I understand that. Radioactive spider bit. Marvel Cinematic Universe is the only place where radiation is good for you.
Right.
You get radiation and you get special powers.
Turtles?
All of that, whatever. Like all of that stuff, I'm into that. I never saw where breathing techniques could make you into a dog. I've never seen
Who's it making into a dog?
They dogs. All of them are straight savages. Like, because they know how to breathe. That is something new.
But don't you think that is actually a healthier superpower to teach to
I
our
fuck
kids?
with it, but
breathe better.
But I'm like with the X-Men. Do you know part of my obsession with the X-Men was deconstructing their powers and trying to like learn their powers? And
Yeah, that doesn't happen in anime. You know everything about how shit
and
works.
in anime, this guy's like they could breathe and it allows them to do these amazing things. And I'm fucking with that. I like that. And I get into that. Not only that, but I'm in the theater and I'm having a great time. Are they doing weird stuff story-wise? Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm in the theater and we going crazy in that bitch. We laughing. People are laughing at the flashbacks. The flashbacks pop up.
Oh,
People are like,
right.
another fucking flashback.
Yeah.
They laugh. But I'm seeing all of this stuff happen on the big screen and I come away like, fucking right. I fuck with it. And guess what I get? I get from people and the shit. And by the way, an 11 also considers that this shit made like $100 billion. Right?
It was like one of the best
I
animated
come back
openings.
and y'all don't have to worry about me on this shit no more. I came back in here and gave my honest opinion that I had a fantastic time and the movie was very successful. And it was like, man, it's dick riding. You know what? I should drop it down to a 5. No. The shit was fun. I had fun. And not only did I have fun in Infinity Castle, I had fun the 5 days leading up to Infinity Castle. Like, me and Bozeman was on the couch like, oh, shit. Like, they in this, it's whores in this.
Sex workers.
I apologize. Y'all know I apologize. It's sex workers.
Whores.
No, I mean, it's really daring storytelling, and, like, it's weird.
I love how in anime you can get away with the explaining, like, of the power stuff, like the breathing techniques, all that. You try to do that, speaking of X-Men, you try to do that with Cyclops. Like, yeah, his eye beams come from the punch dimension and all that stuff. You sound silly as hell.
Right.
I was old girl that was fighting that knew she was gonna be killed.
Yeah,
that should have been the last one. Because the other two, the other one was
the middle
cool,
one was cool. The last one, that's the main one. We were there we saw that dude
was so
die
long.
30 times.
Yeah.
But I submit that just the animation alone is an 11.
Yeah.
But you know what? You guys didn't like the 11. It was a pander. Fine, 10. I should bring it down to a 1. I had fun though. Fuck y'all.
Yeah,
It sounds like you actually don't want to bring it down to an 11.
Not really. but I realize that it's like if you compare this to like other 11s, it's probably not in the best
But if it's 11 for
integrity
you, it's 11 for
situation
you.
of the
Yeah.
midnight meter. It's a 10.
Okay.
But I really have fun. I don't care.
I'm gonna just drop it to a 6.
See, and this is when you're a fake boy. What? Like you ain't
Fake
no weeb,
demons.
bro. You ain't no weeb. I'm the weeb of the group.
That's what I've been telling you. I ain't no weeb. I ain't no weeb. Thank
I'm
you.
the
That's how I
real
wait for it.
weeb, bro.
He's riding the
You know
movie
what?
train.
I'm gonna go to Korea by myself.
Korea?
Yeah, isn't that where they hang out?
That's Japan.
Oh, so weebs is only one
Yeah,
country?
that's Japanese. Yes.
Japan is.
So what do you call
manga
weebs?
and-
Oh, you know what? Do
It's
you
short
call
for weeaboo.
Korea boo. My
No.
Caribou?
Wait,
Caribou
no, my
coffee?
homegirl Brooke told me one time that K-pop people are called Korea boos when they go too far with K-pop and they want to have
What?
sex with
Okay.
K-pop
Okay,
guys.
that might
Wait,
be
is that true?
They call Korea boos. That's what Brooke said.
Let's fact check this real time.
That's a media company.
All right, Jomi,
Korea
Steve, are y'all
boo.
going down?
No?
No, I'm sticking it an 8. This was a great time. Those guys were boxing like crazy.
According to the Gemini, AI sucks, but that's what Google gives us. A Koreaboo, Korean plus weeaboo, is a derogatory slang term for a non-Korean person who is overly obsessed with Korean culture.
Damn.
Okay.
I do know some people where I'm like, this is getting a little.
They too into it, you know?
All
But
right.
it is what it is.
I'm sticking at 8.
All right, guys. One battle after another. Van gave it a 9. I gave it an 11. Jomi and Steve gave it a 10. Before you go, Van, we'll end with you. I gave it an 11, and I think I got swept up in the moment. I did see this again on film, and it was great. I think I'm going to drop down to a 9. I love this movie. It is one of my favorite of the years, but I gotta be fair. Everybody's like, Charles, you only like Oscar bait, blah, 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 blah. Like, no, I can objectively watch a movie, and I think this is a very good Paul Thomas Anderson movie, but yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah, this is literally not even in his top 3 for me. And I'll bump this down to an 8.
Wow.
Great. It's great. It's made head and shoulders above 90% of the things that I saw this year. It's really good.
I'm going to keep it at a 10, but the problem is, movie's going to win every single award that's ever existed.
What difference do that make?
I don't give a fuck about the Oscars.
I'm not-
Who cares?
Guys,
The white people.
it's the white people. The math in my head, because I think a 10 is fine. I think it's a really, really great movie. I think Chase Infinity, Tiana Taylor, Leonardo DiCaprio, Benicio del Toro, like there's a lot of like incredible performances, and Sean Penn, you know what I mean? Like the movie does incredible things. I think the thing that is like kind of bumping again is like people like love this movie. Maybe like I've been talking to Jack Sanders a lot, and that's the homie, you know what I'm saying? But this is the film. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a film that when we look back in 15, 20 years, people are going to be like, oh, that was the movie of that year. That might not be true, right? We'll be able to say, no, we were there. It was supposed to be Sinners, this and that, and the third. Yeah. But at the end of the day, like, this is the movie that is going to define in the books. It's going to be able to write history about this movie, is my point.
Oh, my God.
Am I wrong?
Are you saying? Well, no. I want to make sure. I want to make sure you're saying this right. Like, are you saying that like this is the movie of the moment, as in like
no,
politically,
it's not the movie
as
of the
in
moment.
like
it's when it's kind of like when you go back and you look at like, for example, I forget the exact MVP, but Charles Barkley's MVP, right? 92, whatever. It's 92, 93.
Whatever. I think it was 93.
93.
Same year as Jordan's last championship.
Of the first three-peat. And you go, oh yeah, Charles Barkley. Like, if you were there, you'd be like, no, that was Michael Jordan was the best player that year. But
93, by the way.
93.
Yeah.
You go, no, I was there. Michael Jordan was the best player that year. But if you're me, you're born in 96, you look back at history, you go, oh,
you
Charles
see the
Barkley
numbers.
was the MVP. He was the best player that year. And you're like, yeah, Charles won MVP, this and this and that. But I'm talking to you, I'm talking to Bill. He's like, no. Michael Jordan was the MVP. Like, that's what I'm saying. Is that when we look back at 2025, the movie that's going to define 2025 is one battle after another. Despite the fact that I think all of us would agree that movie should be Sinners.
I actually think it might be Sinners. I disagree. I think when people look back, I don't care how many Oscars one battle after another wins.
But you can't discount that. You can't sit there and be like, I don't know the Oscars, but
so
this
I
is
would
trophy
like to
culture,
have a
but yes.
conversation about one battle after another that has nothing to do with the year in movies or Sinners or anything like that. Just how good of a movie One Battle After Another is, and it is a good movie. But what are y'all seeing? I swear to, I promise you, like it is a good movie. But what am I missing? Like I gotta be missing something. It's One Battle After Another is a good movie.
Yeah.
Do not get me wrong. There is nothing. Forget about all of the criticism that you guys heard me give on the big picture,
Sure.
or anything like that. Forget about all of that. Fuck all of the political or whatever overarching cultural. Just on the film itself. What am I missing? Like I don't fucking understand it. It's like the movie. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
It really is a good movie. But like I just do not see what everybody else is seeing.
I mean, I get what everybody else is seeing. I get it from the fact that, like, if you're a PTA head who definitely raised a certain type of cinephile.
But I am though. But I love The Master. But I love There Will Be Blood. I love Magnolia. I love Boogie Nights. I love Hard Eight. I love some of the other. I love the Phantom Thread. Like I love these movies.
But you don't think that you are a PT head in a way that a lot of newer cinephiles are not, where it's just like you were there from the beginning. Where I think if you're someone closer in age to me, PTA was a gateway into deeper films, and you're just like, oh, what inspired him? All this stuff. Where I think you like that type of letterbox crowd. There's just an air around him, and I think that this was a coronation moment where you're like, oh, he finally gets the money. He finally gets the like to do the big action spectacle. He's finally working with Leo. You have this star-making performance in Chase Infinity. I get how this is just like a Super Bowl for the letterbox crowd.
Yeah.
If I'm taking all of that out in a vacuum and being like, oh, I saw it a second time and I liked it more, but I probably emotionally connected to it less. That's probably why I'm dinging it. It's not even all the political shit around it. I'm like, when I think back, I'm just like, what did you connect with more? Sinners or One Battle After Another are perfect examples. I'm like, I know that maybe One Battle After Another is technically the achievement, but Sinners in my heart is the movie that.
But see, I don't even feel like
there.
that's fair to One Battle After Another. Do you know why? Obviously, I'm going to connect to Sinners more. The movie was filmed in Clarksdale, Mississippi. I am from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. My father is from Marion, Louisiana. When you look at Clarksdale, if you replace cotton field with sugarcane, I know that. Sinners is a celebration of my culture. It is a celebration and a deep look into all of the motivations and realities of people that come from that area. I'm not from the Delta, but it's adjacent, right? So obviously, I'm going to be more connected to a bunch of black people running from white vampires.
But don't you think that's a little unfair?
No, well, I'm saying it's unfair to One Battle After Another.
No, what I'm going to say is my connection to Sinners, of course, there is that stuff, but almost it's at a lower rung. My appreciation for Sinners as a movie is I'm just like, oh, Coogler almost did the more difficult thing, where he's just like, yo, I'm gonna make a blockbuster in a world, an original blockbuster in a world where they tell me only Christopher Nolan can do that. Like it is actually.
But see, I'm not talking about none of that. I'm not talking about how the movie is perceived or contrived or how it was contrived or I'm not talking about none of that. I'm talking about in seat, in theater, in movie, look at screen, what's happening, how much do you like it, how much do you enjoy it, how much are you in? That's what I'm talking. I'm not, if we were to have a conversation about like the movie making and all of that stuff like that, you start to get into people's individual motivations.
Yeah.
And those things start to color your opinion of what you're watching as much as what it is that you're watching. For what One Battle After Another, and it is the culmination of a sublime filmmaking career from PTA and this sort of creative and economic crescendo of all of that matters. But the reality is I looked at the movie and I just don't see The Godfather. I don't see Casablanca. I don't see Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
I do not see The Matrix. I don't see what you guys are seeing. I see a movie that is quirky, that is fun, that moves well. I don't see the event that everybody else is seeing. And that's completely okay. Forget about Sinners, forget about anything else that happened. I just wonder what it is that I'm missing, and I'm being honest about it.
Right.
Do you feel like you're genuinely missing out on something? Because I don't think that you've been like, because most of the movies that you've said that don't resonate you kind of washes off your back.
Because I saw Train Dreams and I thought that shit was fucking phenomenal.
Right.
And so
I haven't seen that yet. I hope to see it.
And so like there are things that I've watched and I'm like, oh shit, for whatever reason, this is working for me. Sinners. One Battle After Another is a fantastic movie.
Mm-hmm.
But the way it's being talked about,
Right.
I swear to God, I promise you guys, I honestly don't get it.
And I bet you that there's somebody that feels the exact same way towards Sinners, where they're like, they think it's
by
great.
By the way, if you felt that way,
yeah,
I get it.
Right.
And part of the reason, if you feel that way about Sinners, I totally get it. And I'm willing to believe that part of the reason why I'm so connected to Sinners is because of something that starts before the movie does.
Right.
And that's completely okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there are other films that I can say that I just sat down and was transported into the world, and those movies that I don't feel that way. It was just about the film. But of course, Sinners had less work to do with me than One Battle After Another did. Mm-hmm. Of course it did. It certainly did. I enjoyed it. I don't even really compare those movies as much as everybody else is doing. Right. But all I'm saying is, One Battle After Another, 9, that's a very good movie. You can argue even for 10. I don't, whatever it is that everyone else is seeing, man, before the movie came out, last thing I'll say, I ask around my colleagues here, how good is it? Oh, no, people didn't go, it's good. People didn't go, it's very good. People went, it's fucking incredible. It's phenomenal. It's the best movie in 5 years. It's the best movie in 10 years. If you think One Battle After Another is better than Parasite, you dick riding.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's not. So people coming up to me, it's the best movie. It's not the best movie in 10 years. It's not.
Best movie of the decade.
If I'm going to be a little bit of an asshole about it, I do think that this is the thing that I always try to push back in all type of criticism, where I'm just like, well, of course you thought One Battle After Another is a perfect movie. You built a church to this type of filmmaking, to this type of auteur. Like, this is everything that, like, if this is, to me, like, a very break moment in terms of how we watch movies and what movies are and movie theaters and whatever. Paul Thomas Anderson represents a certain thing. Leonardo DiCaprio, Sean Penn, everything. Where it's just like, I don't know if I've ever been part of that cathedral. Where it's like, I've been a fan of PTA. He's one of my favorite directors. But it's like, I wasn't at home and all of my friends and my family were like, PTA is the second coming. That's something that I had to come through later. And I'm like, I get why most of the critical apparatus, who are white, older, 40s, 50s, this is the Jesus moment in a way I don't know if it could ever
totally understand it. Mm-hmm. I don't disagree with you. I totally understand it. I don't disagree with you. I don't. I don't.
I make it too many sports references, but it kind of reminds me of the MVP for last year, where PTA is Josh Allen and Ryan Coogler is Lamar, and they got comparable seasons, but they wanted for PTA so bad that they're like, "This is it."
This, you know what sucks, bro? It's like, first of all, this is people's art, and this is people's expression, and they're putting so much into this stuff, and I'm so cognizant and aware of that. Mm-hmm. And so to sit down and talk about it, everyone's putting so much into this stuff. Sure. It's like, so, but like, I want it for PTA too. I think honestly, if filmmaking is in the hands of somebody like that, it's better off.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's better off in the hands of somebody like that who takes who casts Tiana Taylor, who gets to work with Leo and puts prominent wood hair, all of this stuff. Like, it's probably better off. I just looked at the movie and I'm like, the movie was fun and it was like good. I put One Battle After Another on the level of a Django.
Cool. Like late stage,
like
great movie, but not. But
also, I put it on the level of a Django. Like it's Django, great movie, good movie, fun.
By no means Tarantino's legacy, though.
But like, if we were like, hey, if we were like, hey, Django I put it on the level of a Django. That's like it's a Django level movie to me. Mm-hmm. With some of the same problems.
This is the last thing I will say. I think even if PTA is my favorite director and I like One Battle After Another more than you, I think also something that I push against is I think when you are a Black critic or a Black host, or you're talking about this stuff, writing about this stuff, there is a level, and this started even before this when I was in school, where if you don't like something that is very much in a white space, it's like, well, I can't take you seriously. Like, you didn't like this movie, your opinion is invalid, your critique is invalid. Where it's like, I remember being a kid having talks where it's like, the Beatles was the greatest rock band to everybody I went to school for. And when I would be like, well, I didn't listen to, like, my parents were listening to Stevie Wonder. My parents were listening to Earth, but they're like, yeah, that doesn't matter. It's the beat. I was like, oh, and that's usually when I see the one battle after another comp. I'm like, I get pissed when people are forcing me into being like, well, if you have problems with this movie, not only are you an idiot, but your taste level is like,
and that's a toxic level of opinionation that has been like amplified a millionfold because of the internet. Because like, if you don't like this, well, fuck you. Discourse doesn't happen. My opinion is right and yours is wrong. That's all that happens. And like the level of amplification that comes for that from the Letterboxd and the Film Bro crowd, this was it. This was their time to put the walls up to see who gets let in and who doesn't.
Yeah, look, I'm not even trying to diss them. I understand how much I'm just saying, just outside of everything else, we can have conversations about the portrayal. Outside of everything else, I just don't. This is one of them ones. You know, you guys have happened this before. Like a song that everybody loves.
Yeah. And you're like, it's okay.
And you're like, and sometimes I get frustrated because I feel like I'm missing out on something.
Yeah.
Like a record everybody loves. Man, it's the hardest record. I love this record. I love this record. I'm like, I heard this shit. I'm like, all right, what am I missing about this record?
But it's on the same side of that coin. You're going to love a song that is wildly underappreciated by people. And you get to be passionate about the thing that you love and tell everybody why, no, this is actually the shit.
Yeah, I get
this
it.
is why we love that.
My whole music career was that shit. I remember Pusha T's Numbers on the Board came out and everybody's like, "This is the one." I was like,
yeah.
I was like,
I mean, that is your life. That is your life.
Like I talk to people all the time and be like, "Yo, what's your favorite Pusha T song?" I'd be like, "Alone in Vegas." I let you into my diary to inspire. It's the song that I most connect to. The nigga talk about it's a song about a guy that outlived all his friends. Like, and it's like I'm like that's my favorite Pusha T. Alone in Vegas. Like that's my favorite one. You know, whatever. I get it. You don't get it. It's a personal thing. So it is what it is. One battle after another, you guys. It's a fantastic.
It's a great movie.
It's a fantastic movie, guys.
All right, Peacemaker season 2.
We don't have to spend too long on this.
Van Jomi gave it a 7. Van and Jomi gave Peacemaker season 2 a 7. Steve gave it a 6. I gave it a 3. I think I'm going to maintain at a 3.
Okay.
I'm going to a 6.
All right. I'll stay at a 6 as well. James Gunn just succumbed to his worst instincts here.
Man, you know how I was saying we was too hard on James Gunn earlier? I got to go to a 4.
Yeah.
Wow, you weren't hard enough.
I got to go to a 4.
Damn.
So that last episode, I went back and I was on the Max. I went back and I looked at it. That last episode pissed me off. That's not an episode of TV.
Is it one of those things where it's like Falcon Winter Soldier's finale when like if that last episode just straight up didn't exist, it'd be a better season?
No, but imagine if that was episode 5 and then episode 6 was the first like 40 minutes of Brave New World.
Right.
Except that you couldn't cast none of the actual people in Brave New World. So it was just Sam going around talking to all the friends from the TV show that we don't really care about. Right.
Hey, justice for Sarah.
Bucky,
you owe her a date.
Oh, right. They were setting up whatever type of thing in the universe that we might never see again. Right? They're like, we won't see Peacemaker in this iteration ever again. There was like 5 freaking music videos in that thing. No like actual like character moments that we connected with. They tried it with Peacemaker and James Gunn's wife, and it didn't work. And so I'm looking at it, and I'm like, yo, this literally could have been an email. You could have just been like, hey,
title card.
Yeah. They love each other now. Daniel Brooks is acting service for everybody, and that's the end of the season. And then, oh, by the way, Fleury is part of the team now. Look at us, yay, we're happy and lovely together. It was a waste of my time. It was a waste of your time. We deserve better.
Shit. You hate James Gunn.
No, that's my guy. Shout out my guy. Big Jim.
All right, we only got 4. We only got 4 left. Gen V season 2. All right, Ben gave it an 8. Steve gave it an 8. I gave it a 6. Jomi gave it a 9. I'm dropping this one down to a 3.
Oh, whoa.
What the fuck?
No way.
Come on.
A 3, come on.
No.
Okay.
Genevieve rocks.
Why? Don't do that.
I was, because here's the thing. Once again, I just thinking of the season, it's just, this made me less excited for the last season of The Boys.
Nah, don't do
I'm
that.
saying at 8. What you guys got?
I'm saying at 8. All right, no, I went to a 9. I'm going to 8.
Okay.
But it's still cool. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, I'm staying at 8. This movie, this season is great. Wildly impressed at how they can make a spin-off show this compelling.
Predator Badlands. Van gave it a 9. Jomi gave it a 9. I gave it an 8. Steve gave it an 8. I'm going to just drop this one down to a 7.
It hasn't been enough time for me to drop it down, which is kind of the thing with these last couple.
Yeah,
I can just
it's
tell
always
you
hard
with-
at the end of the year.
Yeah, with Running Man and with Wicked
Wait,
for
hold
Good.
on. Wicked for Good, we do have to have a little conversation.
Okay,
that's fine.
well,
But Running Man, but like it's hard. It hasn't been enough time. I don't know if I have enough.
I think
time
I'm sticking at 9 for Badlands.
Staying at 8 for Badlands. Fucking awesome movie. It's really
Running
really good.
Man, I agree with Van. Maybe it hasn't been enough time. So I had a 5. Van had a 5. You had a 5. Jomi, Steve had a 4. Wicked for Good was all 7s except for me, who gave it a 1. I am sticking to that one.
I gotta drop it down to a 4.
Yeah.
You saw it again?
Nah, but I'm thinking about it when I think about my experience, and I think the funnest part of the film, or the funnest part watching the film, was being in the theater and laughing, not with them, but at them, and then being like, "This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. This is great, and I'm having a great time." It's like the opposite end of Jurassic Park, Rebirth, where Jurassic Park was dumb but fun, but I'm having a
Laughing
great
with
time
them.
laughing. I'm laughing with them. Wicked for Good is stupid and dumb, but I'm laughing at them. And in the moment, you just like, man, that was a great time. But then you really like think about what the movie was trying to say and what it was trying to do and how flat and how dull it was. And you're like, if I'm watching this, like, I'm thinking about it, I would never spend this on the crib. You got me confused. Right? So, end of the day, I gotta actually drop it down to a 3. It's just not, it's not
Okay, wow, shit.
it's not there.
I haven't seen it again, so it's got to stay 7.
I've seen it again, down to a 6. I still had fun. There are still some great songs, but it's a wild misstep,
It's a
and
crazy miss.
it's a bummer. It's a bit of a bummer because we would, like we said at the top of the show, we love getting swept up in our love for the first Wicked. It was genuinely a fantastic time, and it sucks that the second act is a letdown like that in both the musical form and in this, and it's kind of worse in the movies because the songs that they added are terrible.
Madame Morrible.
Switch it around. Wicked Witch. Yeah, so a 6 for me.
Not it.
What happened just then?
You guys aren't online.
It's
cool.
it's an online thing.
You guys
That's
aren't
some
on
fucking
the
shit.
internet.
Yeah, that's plug.
That's
what
hey,
TikTok
that's us,
trend
baby.
is plug.
Yeah, it's plug.
Yeah.
That's
All
not.
right,
That's that
man.
type of shit that niggas don't not supposed to
Are
be
you
doing.
you keeping it staying out of 1?
The fact that we don't do
All right,
negative.
You
guys-
could bring it to you could have brought it to a 0.
Yeah,
Another Mulligan's in the book. Look at us.
2025.
2025
that's it.
Mulligans. We're gonna. I propose that we do a show. We do a look ahead show
Mm-hmm.
to 2026.
Wait, we're doing over-unders.
Yeah, we will.
We're doing
that's
over-unders.
right, over-unders. You guys are
Yeah.
right. Oh, daddy.
Yeah, we got one.
Mm-hmm.
Charles, are you excited about
Degenerates.
26? It's an IP fest.
Dude, there's a
Ip
lot
Man.
going on.
That's your new name. Ip Man.
It, man.
If man.
You're IP Man. You're Ip Man.
That's good.
When Ip Man,
I love that movie.
when Ip Man first dropped, we didn't know whether or not to call him Ip Man or IP Man.
Yeah.
Some people would be like, hey, bro. Hey, we're in the barbershop. Hey, bro, you seen, Van, you like that type of shit? You seen that IP Man? I'm like, what?
That IP.
Hey,
IP
hey,
Man.
that nigga
Come on,
IP
man. How old are
Man.
you, man?
That nigga IP Man, he the one that he trained Bruce Lee. He trained Bruce. They made a movie about the nigga who trained Bruce Lee. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. See, I know you ain't never seen that IP Man. I'm like, then I get around my friends. It's like, oh, it's Ip Man.
I'm Ip Man?
You're Ip Man. You're IP Man.
You're IP Man.
You're Ip Man, IP Man. Next year is the emergence of Charles Holmes, Ip Man / IP Man, because there's nothing but IP for the guy who loves it so much. That's a wrap. We ain't asking y'all to watch nothing. Send one of these to your friends. Okay. Thank you to all of our producers. Thank you to Aleya. Thank you. Just name some people out. To
CT, Jade,
Devin, Shout out to everyone.
Arjuna,
Mal, boy. We're thankful for all of you guys, man. Jomi, hashtag not in front of the white people on Twitter. Chuck, take us out.
It's the last show of the year. RIP to this studio. It's about to make me cry. And to the Midnight Boys, this is the best podcast alive.